Hey guys, so I am doing a through-hole wiring kit, YakAttack. I'm installing my Garmin fish finder with my Nocqua battery into my native Slayer. So first time I ever drilled into a kayak, a little nervous, but also excited to get it set up. And I'm gonna just try to kind of walk you through what I'm doing and hope you enjoy it. Thanks. So installing this Garmin mount. So what I did was I taped some electrical tape the end of this drill bit, about 18 millimeters. Drilled those 2 holes, which I marked with a silver Sharpie. All right, so I got it mounted on. So I got that plate back there. I was having issues getting it mounted, so I did some like extra washer with a little rubber gasket right there to make it snug, because that screw wasn't going anymore for some reason. Back in there. And so it does stick out a little bit. But as you see, this piece goes down further. So when you're dragging it or whatever, this isn't gonna be touched. Everything should hit this first. Use a size 5 little rubber, I don't know what the term for this thing is. Drill the hole through it and then just use the razor and just cut a little slit. Goes through that, and then I'll pop that down in the transducer area that the native has. I have that rubber piece that I cut. This just goes into the screws, goes down, and the transducer is done. Okay, so I'm doing the left plate here because I fish right-handed, casting a lot to my right side. So when I have my fish finder on the right side, on my last kayak, I hit it a lot. I know it's a little different with the Slayer because you're up higher, but I want it to be on the left side because of that. So I'm gonna just kind of center where I want to put this thing. So I'm gonna mark the center. Okay, so I have this the center where I'm gonna drill. I got a 1-inch hole saw. I measured this, it's pretty perfect, about 2.25 on each side and in the center. And let's see how this goes. And so this is a sacrificial plate. The new Slayers, Maxes have it. You can get replacements of this if you want to swap it out, if I want to change it up anything, or you can swap them from each side. So that's really nice that they do that. So if you drill a hole and realize it went over here, you just swap them. All right. Well, nice clean hole. As you can see from the light, I think I did a good job for the first time ever drilling in a kayak. Didn't punch it all the way through, so that's good. Okay, next step is they said to put the grommets in there, whatever ones you're gonna use, and put that up to this section. So you can see it kind of sits snug in there, helps it stay put. Then I'm gonna drill, pre-drill these holes for the screws. Okay. Okay. Line up how you want to do the bottom one. So now I'm going to unscrew that, take this backing off, and run the wires. Okay, so next, the new Slayers have this indention. So at first, I'm going to just run the wires through down here and out of this section where I cut the hole. Transducer. battery end. So I'm gonna just wrap these up so I don't have to pass them both separately. Then I run it through here. There's probably a better way to do this, but I figured turning on the side might be the easiest option. And it works. So we got our wires. Fish finder kind of where I want it. I mean, I can move it up and down. And so the wires are gonna go boom, like this. So it's like this. I need to go through the hole. Just go through this. So it's gonna sit like that. Okay. So I think I have the right grommets. Let's see right now. Okay, so for the transducer wire, size B seems to be pretty good. It's a little bit of wiggle room, but I kind of like that. And then size, boom, snaps in, perfect. Okay, so size D for the power cable. So that is good. Okay, so I screwed the plate back on. Didn't want to bore you with that. Did it by hand. Don't do it by tool because you can strip that pretty easily. So now I have the wires and the grommets. All right, so enough room to be able to plug those in, but not too much. A little bit of room to play here. So you can just slide them in here. So that one, like that. And then this other one, like so. So those are gonna fit in that hole right there, like that. And this goes over it, just like that. Pretty easy. So pop these and a little more. So I think that's a really clean look right there. Pretty easy install. Didn't have to drill into the kayak at all. And it's nice and clean. I'll hook it up. Okay, so now to install my USB adapter for Nocqua. I was thinking inside this area is probably the best bet. Okay, so after careful consideration, I realized that all of these sides are a little too like angled and bending. So I think this is the best option right here. Just a little lip, so you have to be careful. But I think if I can get down far enough right here, this should be perfect. So I put my pilot hole. Let's go for it. Okay. So I got this step bit. I need to go to 1 1/8, so I colored where 1 1/8 is, and hopefully this goes right. So put this here. It's a little weird because I can't go straight in. So kind of going at an angle. It's a little awkward here. I'm gonna go in here and clean this up a little bit. right, so I had to grind that down a little bit to get that hole perfect. It's a tight fit, but it's gonna work. So I'm gonna put some rain goop in this hole. And install this guy. Put the backing on. That is done. Check that out. All right, guys, so here's the final product. You got the YakAttack through hole wire kit coming out nice and flush. So that, and those wires come out. I'll probably tie them in here somehow, but I just have them underneath this extra piece that I have from the other mount that I had, and goes to the fish finder. And so from there, those wires are going through the hole into here, which is nice and clean. Got the Nocqua 10 amp battery hooked up. I have the Y connector. So it splits off from the fish finder, and I installed, here's the USB port. So just lift this little cover up, and boom, ready to rock. Freaking awesome. Really happy how this turned out. I think this placement of this is really good and very clean. I love these little grooves, so everything goes smoothly. And that Nocqua battery fits perfectly in that front compartment, which leaves this open for whatever I want to do, like a little dry bag, and then I can charge my GoPro and iPhone or whatever. Super happy. Let's get this Slayer Max in the water. Until next time, guys.